Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read some of my favorite positive comments from previous videos. Also, if you want to get a reading done, please email me. If you would like to send me a gift, please check out my Amazon wish list underneath this video. If you want to hit me up on social media, please check out my social media. If you would like to become a patron on Patreon and check out some of the videos, I put a lot of videos on Patreon first before they come here, and some never come here. So check me out on Patreon as well. All right, guys. So let's get started with today's topic. Somebody emailed me and asked me to talk about Kanye West because basically, for those of you who don't know, Kanye West is an American rapper. He's a black guy. I don't know much of his music. I'm not even going front. Like, I know his music. I know one song by him that I like. It's called Gold Digger. And I like that song because I'm not messing with no broke people either. So I love that song. But that's the only thing I know by him. Kanye has been out for a long time. He has a lot of fans. He's very popular, very rich, married to a Kardashian, Kim, as a matter of fact. And he's often in, the public eye. And lately, over the past, I would say like 10, 15 years, maybe 10 years, he's been in the public eye for the wrong reasons. Usually because he says something crazy or inappropriate or negative or hurtful. He said something recently and everybody was upset with him. He was talking a lot about the ancestors and dissing our ancestors, and he was saying that Harriet Tubman really didn't free the slaves, and he says all kind of bizarre things that are factually untrue. And a lot of people, especially in the black community, a lot of people in the black community are really pissed at him. Some people are defending him and they're like, oh, leave Kanye alone. And then there's other people that's like, yo, I'm sick of Kanye. I'm sick of his mouth. I'm just sick of him. So people ask me, how do I feel about Kanye? And recently, like in the past couple of weeks, Kanye announced that he was running for president in 2020. Yeah, 2020. So people were asking me, what did I think about this whole situation? So Kanye said he was going to run for president. Then he said he wasn't going to run for president. And then he went and did a presidential rally. So at this point, it's kind of uncertain if he's running or not. I don't think he can. I think legally it's too late. But this is what's going on. So when he did this presidential rally yesterday or the day before, Kanye bust out into crying, just the emotional outburst, which I don't mind a person having an emotional outburst, but at your presidential rally, it's not really the right time for it. But he bust out, he said a lot of stuff that was really bizarre. Some stuff made sense, some stuff didn't, which is kind of how I hear Kanye. When I listen to him, some of the things he says make sense and some of the stuff doesn't. For example, he said that he felt like he wants to encourage people to have children. He said he's pro-life. So to encourage people to have children, he said he would give $1 million for every child that a person has. Now, I do agree with encouraging pro-life if that's what you believe, even though I am pro-choice. I believe you should go with what you believe. If that's what he feels, I'm cool with that. But how are you going to take out of the budget $1 million to give to every American citizen who has a child? Because everybody and their grandma. I know I'm going to try to get pregnant. Everybody's going to try to get pregnant for $1 million. So it's like, how is that even logical? And that's the thing with Kanye. Some things he says is good and some things make no sense. He said Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, but she absolutely did. From what I remember, she freed over 70 enslaved Africans, and some of them were related to her. I think it was her own parents. So he said, she didn't free them. Some kind of crap he was talking about. But anybody who knows history knows that she did, and she is one of the most revered and respected ancestors. And it seems like he has a tendency to put down our ancestors, which is one of the things I really don't like. So what do I think about him? To be honest with you, I think Kanye's mentally ill. Kanye talked about getting put into some kind of psychiatric surveillance at one point in time. I don't know how many times this has happened to him, but I heard him talk about it out of his own mouth one time a few years ago. He talked about being put into whatever this psychiatric place was. He also talked about them giving him medicine, and he talked about taking some of the medicine, but not all of it. So he has justified it in his mind. See, that's the thing about him. His logic is always a little off. So you're right to take the medicine, but why are you only taking some of it? Why aren't you taking all of it? So I don't know his diagnosis. I don't know what he was talking about. All I know is what the man said. So personally, I think he is mentally ill. And I think Kanye has been mentally ill for a long time. I think that sometimes they say there's certain disorders such as schizophrenia and other kind of mental health disorders. Sometimes they don't really show themselves strongly until a person is older, in their teens and 20s. Some of the times that's when it comes out more prevalent. So I'm thinking that his mother passed away. And Kanye holds a lot of hurt and a lot of guilt behind his mother passing away. According to what I understand, the operation she had was cosmetic. And Kanye paid for the operation, and she passed away during the operation or after the operation, something like that. You can Google it if you want the exact details. And it seems like to me, from the outside looking in, that he holds a lot of guilt around that. I think I would too. And I think that's when it happened, around that same time. He was in his 20s. And it seemed like right after that happened, he started to say bizarre things and do bizarre things. So I honestly think that that is what's going on with him. I think he's mentally ill. But, the things that he does are dangerous. So I can't just say, oh, he's just mentally ill and, just kind of flag it off. I think the things he says are irresponsible and they're dangerous. But if a person is mentally ill to the extent that I think he's mentally ill, they probably wouldn't have enough cognitive clarity all the time to even understand that. So the people around him, his family members, I don't know what's going on with them. Some people are blaming the Kardashians, but from what I've seen, Kim, at least Kim, has tried to get him help. She was the person that I believe got him the psychiatric evaluation the last time. And this time, when this whole thing happened at the presidential rally, Kanye tweeted that Kim was trying to have him looked at. Because this thing happened, it aired. She must have seen it and was like, oh my God, my boo on TV, talking smack and going off. And he said that she was trying to send a doctor to him. So I think that she does care about him. I think that she is trying to help him. But remember, Kanye is a grown man. So unless they have him 302, 302 is something that a wife or a family member, I think a wife, a mother, or a child, or a father can do. It's when they have you psychiatrically evaluated. It's called 302. I think that's the number it goes by for some reason with the cops or whatever law enforcement agency, but they call it 302, and that's what I've always called it. So I think that 9 times out of 10, she was the one who had him 302 the first time, and looks like she was trying to have him 302 again, so he could be evaluated and I guess adjust his medicine or get him to take new medicine or whatever the case was. So all of this is speculation just from what he said. I'm going directly on what he said versus what I'm hearing from media outlets, because they can or cannot be right. So I'm just going with his word, and which can or cannot be right too at this point, but that's the best we got. So I think that Kanye is mentally ill. I think that his cognitive, his reasoning skills, I think, are a little off. And I think that he just needs more assistance, more support, more mental health help. And I think that it's really irresponsible of the fans, of his fans, to encourage him. A lot of times his fans encourage this bizarre behavior. And I think that they're going to be very sorry if it leads to a tragedy. So I think that we need to stop enabling, stop encouraging his behavior. And I think that one of the ways that we do that is by supporting. It was all of these people there at the presidential pep rally. If nobody had showed up, he would have took himself home and that whole rant and crying scene would never have happened. I think that we have to look at how we treat the mentally ill, because it's not just Kanye, it's other mentally ill people too, on social media, on YouTube, celebrities. And I feel like a lot of times we enable them with our responses to them. We egg them on. There was people in the audience saying, yeah, Kanye, do that. 2020, go for president. People was like egging him on. And I'm like, y'all see the man mentally ill. Why are you egging him on? So those are my feelings about Kanye. I feel like he really does need to get some more assistance. And I feel like in the meantime, we as the fans, I'm not a fan, but those of us that are fans, I think that what we should do is we should voice our concern. Because I'm hearing people online, even celebrities, Snoop Dogg, T.I., are voicing their concern about his mental health. And I think we need to keep on voicing that concern, keep on encouraging that for him as well as anybody else that's mentally ill. Because especially in the Black community, we have a tendency in the Black community not to deal with mental illness well. I don't know how other communities deal with it because I haven't, read about it. But I know in my community, a lot of people have a tendency to make fun of Kanye or people who are mentally ill. They sweep it under the rug or they dismiss it. Like, oh, ain't nothing wrong with him. He's okay. When he's clearly not okay. And I think that we need to look at that and how we deal with that. So that's what I think about it. I think that he needs some help, and I wish he stopped talking about my ancestors. I try not to get offended when he says things like that, but a lot of the things he says are extremely offensive. But I try not to get offended because I know he doesn't have the cognitive reasoning to really understand how dangerous his words are. But those of us in the audience who do need to stop enabling him and point that out. All right. Ari Leah said, let me see. As an Aquarius myself, I feel like I need more than just 2 weeks, maybe like 3 months. I really need to be away from you for so long that I almost forget what you did. Yeah, she's talking about why Aquarius disappear. And she's saying for her, she needs, if somebody does something to her, she needs to get away from them and kind of forget what they did. And I agree with you. If I can get away from the person and forget what they did, it is a better chance that I'll forgive them, or that I'll let it go. But the thing about it is that it takes a while. It takes a while for me to forget. I will forget eventually, though, but it usually takes years. So if somebody does something to me and they wait years, I might have forgot by then and they might have a chance. But in most cases, I never forget. I just forgive it and move on. So I feel her on that. Space and time. Rainer Wells said, like the play on the eyes and nails. Ah, okay. Like the play on the eyes and nails, you have the best crowns and tiaras. Thank you so much. You know I love getting my nails done. I love putting on makeup. And most of my crowns and tiaras were gifts from subscribers. So I always wear them because they were given to me out of love. And gifts are my love language. So there you go. All right, guys. If you want to get a reading done, please email me. And other than that, come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.